Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good night, and welcome to Jazzy Conversations. I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
And we're excited to be here.
Listen, thanks for checking in.
Welcome to Jazzy Conversations. I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
And listen, 2345 Whitney Avenue, Tavern by the Hall.
Come on down. Come on down. And if you subscribe, you get 10% off your ticket.
10%. Teef and Gigi. Put it in your cell phone right now.
Right now.
T-E-E-F and Gigi. Hit subscribe and you get how much off?
10%, Teef.
Tavern by the Hall. Hey, Steve. Hope all is well, buddy. Check it out. Welcome to Jazzy Conversations. I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
And G, we are back.
We are back for another episode of Jazzy Conversations.
I love it, G.
I love it, Teef.
First of all, how was your day?
I had a great day.
Busy?
I really did. It's been a little bit busy. I have my personal life has picked up quite a bit. My daughter has got me running. My 13-year-old. Her active life is active.
And your acting career has you running
It
back and forth to
does.
Manhattan.
It does.
Look at you.
Thank you for letting the world know.
I want the world to know that you're doing your thing, girl.
I see you you're holding me to it. Feet to the fire, T.
Listen, chase your dreams.
Yeah.
Because come on, I mean,
you inspired
Gigi,
me.
You're my girl.
Yeah,
that's my girl.
Did y'all check him out on the episode
of Blue Bloods
a while ago? I mean, this guy inspires me.
And I had 2 auditions since then, so let's see what happens from there.
Yes.
Okay. We got to play our games before we bring our guest on today. We got to play our games.
Let's play our games.
This is
important. I like our games.
Okay. So, G, I want to know. The world want to know.
I gotta get ready for this, y'all.
Okay.
He throws me off. Let's see.
Now we're both into music.
Yes.
I want you to think back from childhood. I want to know your top 5. I'm giving you 5 this time. 5 female artists of all time.
Oh wow.
No order.
Okay.
But top 5 female artists of all time, and we're gonna flip it. Top 5 male artists of all time.
Wow. Okay.
So we don't have a lot of time, but we have enough time before
Yes.
our guests come on. So I want to know your top 5.
All right. This was good. This is challenging. I tell you, he throws me for a loop sometimes. All right, let's see.
My girl.
Top 5 female artists of all time. So not in any particular order, but let me list them. So I definitely have to include. Oh my goodness, Teef. This is
Now that's
tough.
from childhood to right now.
This is on the spot. All right. I'm gonna give you some that y'all might not know, but I love.
Okay, it's who you like.
Dinah Washington is a singer from she's just an older singer, older jazz and blues, and I love Dinah Washington.
Okay.
She's one. If you don't know her, look her up. She's got beautiful music.
Love it.
I love, everybody in my church family knows I'm a big CeCe Winans fan.
Oh, CeCe.
I love CeCe Winans. At my
Oh,
church they call me Gigi Winans.
Gigi Winans. I'm gonna steal that one. I love it. I love it.
So I'm a big CeCe Winans fan. Let me also include. God, I love Patti LaBelle. I love
Patti.
me some Patti.
I love it.
Love me some Patti. I love probably. Well, I hope y'all know her, but this sister, Rachelle Farrell. This girl she's bad. If you like vocalists that can like do acrobatics with their voices, this sister is bad. Her range is amazing. And let me also include Layla Hathaway.
Layla
Hathaway. I'm leaving off so many.
And that's all you're gonna leave them off. And you're gonna leave them off.
I had an honorable mention for Whitney Houston because nobody sings like her. But everybody.
She snuck that one in there,
I had
guys.
to.
See, I said 5 and she's gonna go 6.
I broke the rule, give somebody an inch. So I had to
Only
sneak her in.
Gigi.
All right. The top 5 male artists. Let me think of all time. And this is not just vocalists.
Should I leave that for the next show?
I could rattle those off probably a little
give 'em
easier,
to me.
especially if they don't just have to be vocalists.
Don't have to be in order.
So, and they're not just vocalists, right? Just artists, right? Music artists.
Yes, let's do it
All
like
right.
that. Yeah.
So I got Prince, I got Michael off the rip.
Okay.
James Brown, like
Okay.
these are people that I love. I love Gregory Porter.
Gregory Porter.
Wow. And then I have to listen. My husband is an MC, so I got to give it up for Paranormal Adam. You're on the
That's
list,
my
baby.
boy.
You're
What's
on the
up,
list.
Big A? I see you, boy.
And now, right under
holding
him,
you down. She representing you.
You know, if I did it for the females, I got to do it for the males. I'm a sneak in an extra one, rock him. You know, I got the R. Right? So another one of my favorite artists.
Goodness,
you know, I
this
had to
girl,
cheat a little bit.
She's been cheating the whole time.
Yeah,
now, if I tried to cheat,
I do. I catch him out. I call him out on it. But go ahead. Give us your top 5 artists. I love these questions.
Top 5
Steve.
female artists.
Female artists.
Of
Let's
all
hear
time
them.
for me. In no particular order, but I'm going to give you my favorite, honestly, at the end. Top 5 would never change 20, 30 years from now.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston.
That makes sense.
Anita Baker.
Oh, I want to go back. Yes.
Janet Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, these are good.
Mariah Carey.
She's a vocalist.
And I'll tell anyone, my favorite of all time, during our prime.
Yes.
Mary J. Blige.
Oh, I'm shamed.
Because Mary came out in 92. Oh. And when we went to college, that's all you heard for those next few years. That's it. So
yeah,
Mary J. Blige was my favorite female artist of all time. Yeah. Males, I'm going to blush you in the head with my favorite of all time, and I'll tell you why. So my favorite 5 male artists would be my first one. Yeah. Everyone knows Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown. Okay. You know he changed the game when we was in high school.
Stage.
Come on, thank you.
Let's be clear.
The other one, can I even say his name on the TV? But during our college years, he was the man, Mr. Kelly.
Oh,
I mean, listen.
Yeah.
Got to give it to him. Top 5 of all time.
Listen, musically, the boy gets it. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Luther. Got to say Luther. I love Luther.
I love Luther too.
And you know who this is my guy in college, my guy. Brian McKnight.
Brian McKnight. You know, I saw Brian McKnight when I was in
Brian
college.
McKnight. That's a bad boy.
That's a bad boy.
That's a bad boy.
Listen,
let me tell you another one.
We ain't named nobody that's not on my list.
And then my 5th, again.
Yeah.
Oh, rest in peace, Mr. Gerald Levert.
Oh.
You give me those 5.
He was a wild boy.
I was a bad boy. That's the type of music I love.
No, I love it. Yeah, no.
Listen,
the Leverts.
Welcome to Jazzy Conversations. I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
Amazing, amazing, amazing guest today. We're going to bring on our friend in less than 30 seconds. I hope you're ready. You ready? Here we go. Welcome to Jazzy Conversations. I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing guest today. I'm quite sure you guys know who he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Petri Byrd.
Yes,
Byrd,
welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. We're very excited to have you.
Yes, indeed.
And I know you have a busy day today. You're on the West Coast time.
Yeah. So first of all, I have to correct you, and I hate to do that, like right at the outset. Okay. It's Dr.
Oh.
No, let me stop. I'm just kidding.
I'm about to say, excuse me.
No, we give respect where respect is due. But all right, if you want me to call you doctor, we'll call you doctor.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No. The first name is Petri.
Petri.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
that's the only correction.
I sincerely apologize because you told me what my name was. And you said,
that's right.
I know what you were named after. That's the first thing you said to me.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yusef Latif, baby.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, listen, that was a bad boy. And I know exactly who you was named after. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He said, I'm going to tell my daddy.
Yeah. And then, here's the joke. And he said, I'm old enough to be your daddy. I said, well, my daddy is 79. He said, all right, that old.
I had to back up just a little bit.
So let me ask real quick, what name is that? Where does that derive from? Petri. I've never met a Petri.
Oh, wow. So, right. 1957, when I was born, neither had anybody else. It was the name on a bottle of wine. Okay. And not a very expensive wine at that. But Petri is Latin for Peter. And Peter means the rock. So
that's right.
So you know, so tell Dwayne Johnson I'm the original.
There you go. Oh, look at.
Oh, I got the
I
eyebrow,
love it. I
people's
love it.
eyebrow. I love it.
People's eyebrow. You know?
I love it. I love it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go through the process because everyone's watching. They're excited. They're like, "Wow, I know exactly who he is." We want them to know the process. We don't want to tell them your background. We want to know, you know, leading up to Judge Judy, of course. People want to hear that part. But let's go back to the beginning. Tell us your background, like where you're from, originally, your siblings.
Okay, so you know, so originally I was born. I was very close to my mother at the time. And you guys look so serious right now.
Oh, no, we're excited. We're excited.
Are you listening to any of this? No. Yes, I was born and I was really close to my mother. And the first year I was so shocked that I didn't say a word. Anyway, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
One of four siblings. And I grew up in the Crown Heights section of Brooklyn.
Okay.
Hold on, let me let the cat out. Get out. Okay, that takes care of that. And went to public school there. Actually was in gifted classes because they suspected either I was a genius or I was great at BSing people.
Either way.
Come to find out it was a little of both.
A little of Gigi and I.
You're crazy for
that. I spent about 8 years in 4-year college. You know, I kept looking at my teachers going, they left you back too? But that was pretty much it. I mean, you know, grew up in a kind of rough section of Brooklyn, but didn't seem any rougher than any place else to me. You know, it was pretty much all I knew.
Okay.
And enjoyed growing up there. You know, had a lot of cousins and aunties and uncles, and you know, so you know, back then, all your playmates were pretty much on your block.
Absolutely.
You know, and there were at least, I don't know, 100 families on the block, you know, because I grew up apartment living. So, you know, so we didn't know what it was to have a house. You know, we grew up in a 3-bedroom apartment, and, you know, there were 6 of us, 1 bathroom, you know. I tell my wife nowadays, I go, you know, we are so spoiled, you know, especially out here in California. You know, it's like, oh yeah, so we have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. 2.5 bath.
Yeah, when you came up with one bathroom for 6, yeah, that's a lot.
That's it. You know, you learn how to negotiate the
everything,
the scheduling and stuff. You know, so but that was it. That was pretty much it for me. You know, grew up and worked in Brooklyn and in Manhattan. You know, New Yorker, typical New Yorker.
Now, before we move forward, you understand this process right here, because you're talking about family. We both have to give a big shout out to your cousin, China Byrd. China, that's your cousin.
You know, man, she's a dynamo, man,
Yes,
and I love her. And the thing that you guys need to know is that China and I probably met within the last year.
Wow.
You know, and we've seen each other like on Zoom, but we've never been in the same place at the same time, you know, just so I could just physically hug her and tell her, you know, how much I love her and appreciate her. But I know with a name like China Byrd, you know, my family has
a firecracker. She's a firecracker.
Yeah, so she's something else, man, and I appreciate her, you know, turning me on to you guys, man.
Absolutely.
You know, you have a wonderful show.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for
man.
saying that.
And I got the best partner in the world. When you understand, when you have a partner and you guys are vibing, it's organic, it works.
Nothing like it. I got the best partner.
And we've been like this, honestly, for over 30 years. Just like this. Yeah, we've been friends for a long time. Since 8th grade. Since 8th grade.
Yes. Yes.
So you understand, when you got that vibe, it's easy.
Dope.
It's
Yeah, it
easy.
is.
That's
That's
dope.
what it is. It's dope.
It's easy.
It is. This brother's dope.
So we're gonna go through that process, and Gigi's gonna pick me
Uh-huh.
up on the back. She always picks me up. So the next step,
Okay.
you said you went to college. Where'd you go to
Right.
school?
Okay, so I went to first I went to a community college called Ostos Community College, which was in the Bronx, and it was a community college that had 85% Hispanic speaking people in it, you know, which is unusual in this country, period, to take the time out to try to educate people who are not necessarily from here.
Okay.
But I wound up at that school, and the funny thing is that the education that I got there was an education of protest. Okay, because the City University of New York was trying to close the school down. They were trying to close that school down, and Medgar Evers College, which was primarily Black.
Oh, okay.
And they were doing budget cuts, and they wanted to cut the programs out at those schools. And so naturally, we took to the streets and was like, no, you know, you can't shut down our school. You can't disenfranchise us any further. And so I spent at least a semester just going on protests, like 25 protests and sit-ins and stuff like that. You know, we took over the school, locked them out and everything. That school is thriving today. Okay, they have more buildings than ever. They service the especially the Bronx community. So that was great education there. And then it was a 2-year school. I transferred to John Jay College of Criminal Justice, where I finally got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Wow.
Now, what turned you on to criminal justice? How did you choose that as your major?
I always wanted to be a lawyer. Thurgood Marshall was one of my heroes, and I always wanted to be a lawyer. So I just thought the natural path towards towards being a lawyer would be to get a degree in something that you could actually get some classes in law in. So I went to John Jay and got that criminal justice degree.
Okay.
Right.
So you graduate. You're still in New York. When you graduate, you're still in New York. Okay. What happens next? What's the process?
So during that time, I got married. Let me get the order right. I became a court officer. That's what I did. And just took the civil service test, the moron test,
I did hear it.
Can you A, B, C, or D, can you get one of these, So but I took the test and passed it. Went through a whole lot of hoops, and I don't know why. They kept turning me down at every turn. So me becoming a court officer was a 2.5-year process.
Wow.
But you'll love this. But out of 50,000 applicants, I was number 374 on the list. So I was number 374 on the written test.
Okay.
But it took me 2.5 years to finally get the job. I went through the appeals process, all of that, and finally got the job. And my first assignment was at Brooklyn Family Court. It was during that time at Brooklyn Family Court that I met it was actually my second wife. Okay, we had our first child, D'Artagnan, my first boy. Okay. And then I got transferred to Manhattan Family Court, where I was to meet my destiny, if you will, Judge Judy. She was one of the judges that I worked with in Manhattan Family Court, and
wow.
It was just weird.
When was this? Like what year-wise, in terms of years, when was this?
I became a court officer in 1985. 1986, I got transferred to Manhattan Family Court, and I stayed at Manhattan Family Court for the next 4 years until 1990. My wife and I separated. She got a little pissed off at me, and I can say pissed off, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can say what you want.
What happened.
Oh, okay. All right. So you'll bleep out anything that's not right, right? So she got PO'd at me and left and went to the West Coast, went back to San Francisco, where she was from. Okay. I pursued her. Long story short, I pursued her, and we reconciled. And in 1990, I left Manhattan Family Court, left my job, and moved out to the Bay Area, to San Mateo in the Bay Area, and I got a job as a court security officer for the federal government, for the U.S. Marshal Service. Okay. So I did that for about 3 years, and in 1993, I think it was, I took a job as a student coordinator at a high school, and worked as a counselor at that high school until 1997. Okay. Now, you say, well, what happened between 1993 and 1997? Well, that's the really fun part. One day, while I'm taking my well-deserved coffee break,
gotta have it.
I was reading the paper. For those of you that don't know, the paper is it's a newspaper thing with articles. Yeah. Yeah, you have to actually read it. Okay, it doesn't read to you. No. Hey, anyway, I took my break and I was reading the paper, and I used to always read Liz Smith's gossip column, which talked about things that were happening in New York and on Broadway, and celebrities, sightings, and stuff like that in New York. And I used to read her column. I just thought she was witty, and it reminded me of home, And one day I happened to get to the end of the article, and I read a name that I recognized, Judge Judith Sheindlin. And it said that she had written a book, Don't Pee on My Leg and Tell Me It's Raining. I'm going to give her that plug.
Wow. That sounds so much like her.
And that's right. And that they were developing a TV show for her, that Doug Llewellyn from the People's Court was developing a TV show for her. So I get excited, you read about somebody, it's like, wow, okay, absolutely. She's in here with, she's in here with the celebrities, So I write her a letter. Okay, a letter, for those of you that don't know, is when you take a piece of paper and you actually take a pen. It's a pen that has ink in it.
In your hand.
I love it.
Ink comes out.
It has ink in it, and So, and I write her a letter to congratulate her. God bless you. It couldn't happen to a more deserving person. And notice I didn't say nicer. No,
I did notice that. I did.
She's gonna get you. She's gonna get you.
So, and then at the end of the letter, I was kidding around, and I put P.S. If you ever need a bailiff, I still look good in uniform.
Wow.
Wow.
Look, as Martin would say, a little jokey joke.
Little jokey joke. That's right. Little jokey joke.
And I'll tell you, there's truth in jest.
Wow. Absolutely. That's one of my favorite sayings. You got it, Gigi. So I mailed that letter off. No. Actually, I used the modern science that was available at the time. I faxed it.
I faxed it.
And I had a friend of mine who's still working in Manhattan Family Court. I had them intercept the letter. I was like, yo, make sure the Judge Sheindlin gets that letter. And I'll never forget his reaction. He goes, what do you want to write that bitch for?
Oh, she's tough though. She's tough.
Goodness.
I love her, but she's tough.
and I just remember telling him, like, look, man, she ain't never done nothing to me. Just get her the letter, okay?
Right,
That's all I need you to do. Thank you for the commentary. So he did. He delivered the letter, and about 3 weeks later, I get a phone call at my job, and my tech assistant, the student that was there, picked up the phone and said, "Oh, Mr. Byrd's office. hold on for a second. She goes, Mr. Byrd, the judge? I go, give me that. Yeah, hello, Officer Byrd, Judge Shineland. I go,
wow.
oh, man, whoa. You know, I almost snapped to attention, man. You know,
Absolutely.
Until I realized I was 3,000 miles away and I was safe. So I, you know, she's telling me that she appreciates the letter. It's the first congratulatory letter she's received. And, you know, she said, at the end of your letter, you were kidding, but, you know, she said, that's pretty astute of you to realize that we do need a bailiff. You know, we tried it with a regular actor, and you know, it's an unscripted show, and he just didn't know how I operate. She said, and as I remember, you kind of crazy. I said, well, I said, I'm still kind of crazy.
I'll be crazy.
What you need?
I'll give you what you
want.
want.
Crazy you need? Where's the
I was the original Bernie Mac. I was like, some of my bitch, I'm crazy. I'm still crazy.
Bernie, that's my guy.
Oh, my
you know who I'm talking about.
You ain't scared of him, huh?
I love it. I love it.
So she said, if you're serious, we need a bailiff, and I've already told them about you, you know, and you know, here's where you send a picture, which I didn't have, and a resume, which I didn't have, you know. And she said, get all of that down to Southern California to these people, and they'll be in touch with you. I sent it to them 6 months later, in 1996. They sent for me. They flew me down to LA. It was my first time going to LA, and they flew me down, and they interviewed me, and it was a very informal interview. You know, it was a thing where you had these people in this office. You know, there's about 4 of them, and they're sitting around talking to me, and I'm regaling them with my stories and, you know, my impersonations, and I got them laughing and stuff. And all of a sudden, this man walks into the room, and I noticed him out of the corner of my eye, kind of walk in the room and slip towards the back. I said, oh, man, this must be the man.
Okay.
So now I really put it in high and get in, you know. It's like, you know, I started doing Archie Bunker impersonation. Jeez, I can't believe that, Jerry.
He's a comedian.
You are being underutilized. You're being underutilized.
You're a comedian.
Because you got to realize, in New York, I had done stand-up comedy. I was doing plays like way off Broadway plays, so far off Broadway.
We did not know that.
And so this thing just kind of happened naturally for me. It was just organic, you know. And after a while, I guess he had enough and realized that I had a pulse, and he just started talking, and he started talking very quickly, and I realized he was a New Yorker. He was like, so listen, you know, Judge Judy wants you, you know, we were looking for somebody younger, somebody local. You're not local, you're not younger, but she likes you, and if you want the job, you got the job. Just say yes, you got the job. I said, yes. He says, okay, take care. And he walks out.
Yeah.
And I was like, who was that masked man? And the rest of them just looked at me and went, I guess you got the job, and they walked out too.
Oh man!
You know, and I'm still standing there looking at them like, is anybody gonna validate?
My parking. This LA.
To the airport, please.
Oh my goodness!
You know. Wow. But that was it, and that was in June of '96, and in July of '96, we started taping Judge Judy, which would be my job for the next 25 years.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And you have had fans just that long.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, people are plugged
All
in.
started with a little jokey joke.
And you still cracking them.
All of a sudden I became Tommy. It's like, I don't know what he does.
You ain't got no job.
Hey, you try to listen right now. You getting your second career going off right now. Everybody watching this, you getting your second career going off right now.
Yes.
This is amazing. This is an amazing. Gee,
Fantastic.
this is an amazing story.
I'm not that there's just a bailiff, but you come with a bag of tricks. Like
Oh my goodness.
you are great. We need another episode.
Absolutely.
We need another episode, Byrd.
Wow. Now, you had your own reality show, right? You and your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So during the pandemic, my wife and I, first of all, we made a vow not to kill each other.
That's good. Start there. Start there.
You know, till death do you part. Not now.
Not now.
No. My wife is, man, she's my best friend. She's my hero. There's nobody I laugh with more, and as you can tell, I love to laugh. Yes. So she's just my partner. What you guys have had for 30 years, yep. You know, in your friendship, yep. That's what my wife and I have had for these past. Well, I've known her 8 years.
Okay.
8 years.
This is no.
8 years on this one. This is not the other wife. We parted ways amicably, and you know.
This is not the wife that got PO'd and left. This is not that wife.
No, this is not that wife. This is the wife that's getting PO'd now.
Because you're gonna pee somebody over.
No, this is your third. This is your third wife.
The bottom line, Gigi, is I'm gonna piss somebody.
You're gonna piss somebody off.
No, this is your third. This is your third wife.
This is my third wife.
Got you. Yes. Okay, got it. Okay.
And so her name is Makita. And Makita was a producer on Judge Judy. That's how we met. Okay. I was divorced. Because I saw, look, I was looking at you. You were still smiling. Gigi was like, "Let me see where you gonna stay."
Yeah, you already know.
You better clean this up.
Because after the show, I'll be like, he was good. She'd be like, he was all right.
Not what I heard.
Yeah. He could forget that second invitation to come back.
You're too much.
Crazy.
But met Makita on the job, and so flash forward to around pandemic time. And we're here in the house, we're quarantined, you know, the streets are empty, man. The world is a scary place. And so we did what couples have done for centuries. We created our own show. Ask Lucy and Ricky. So or Desi. But that's what we did. And we started off just kind of doing Instagram, little Instagram moments, and then somebody said, you guys ought to stretch that out. Y'all ought to stretch it into, make it into a show. And then still somebody else came along and said, well, you should go and take it on YouTube, and on Facebook. And so that's what we wound up doing. And we wound up doing, at least so far, like about 100 shows. Wow. But we've been having a great time. Matter of fact, I'm like, hey, baby, come take a picture of this. Some ideas we can still borrow.
Now tell people the name of the show, because not everyone's heard of the show.
That's right, please.
So my wife's name is Makita Bond.
Okay.
And mine's is Byrd. Mm-hmm. So we call the show Bonding with Byrd.
Okay.
We gotta hold on. Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
We have
no problem.
All right, there we go.
Gotcha.
All right, tell us the show. There we go.
Okay, so the name of the show is Bonding with Byrd. My wife's name is Makita Bond.
Okay.
And mine's is Byrd, and we just cleverly, we thought, put that together, and plus Gigi and Teeth was already taken.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
That's right.
I love it.
Hey, I got to tell you something, man. I got to tell you something about the name of your show.
Go ahead.
You know that in Jamaica, they're going to think Gigi is working with somebody who steals from people.
Because in my teeth.
Give him a T.
Give it to me, G. You guys are too much. You guys are too much. I love it. I love it. Listen,
that means he'll steal your heart. He'll steal your heart. Give him a T. Give him a T.
In my teeth.
This interview has been amazing.
I know.
I
You're
mean, we
so
learned
much fun.
Absolutely.
I didn't know we were going to have this much fun. I laugh a lot. I got to check out the show. Bonding with Byrd.
Bonding with Byrd.
Check that out. We laugh like this.
We open up with hot topics. I should mention this here. My wife is slightly younger than I am. Oh. There is a difference of 27 years.
That's okay.
A whole no. It's cool. A whole generation, because usually that would cause, a lot of drama. But with us, it's just hilarious because I will mention things like, okay, I like black and white movies. I love Turner Classic Movies. Love watching old movies. She doesn't get it. She's like, why would they make them in black and white? Didn't they have color?
They actually did not.
Hey, Byrd, you said your wife is 27 years younger than you. Watch this. I salute you. I'll leave it at that, okay? That's all I'm going to say. We keep it moving.
We're going to chat.
I'll talk to you afterwards. You the man.
Watch me.
But with that being said, look at Gigi. She's like,
okay.
Wait till I talk to Shima. Give it to Gigi.
Cut it out. Talk to Shima. That's right.
No.
Right now.
Gigi like him down.
Girl.
Him over there.
So Gigi has three very, well, before we even do that, because she's going to ask you three important questions. This is your open dialogue. I want you to tell us what you got going on. Where can people find you? Yes. If you're selling any books, this is your time.
Okay. I just finished my new book. Tomorrow I'm going to read another.
He's a nut. He's got a bag full of them.
He's got a million of them.
He's ready. He's ready.
So, no. So, actually, right now I am doing a new court show. Called Tribunal. It is a court show with 3 judges.
Tribunal.
Tribunal.
Okay.
And it has a 3-judge panel that decides every case, which means that it takes 3 judges 3 times as long to make a half-assed decision. No, I'm just kidding.
They didn't hear. You want us to edit that out?
Take that out. That's my new bread and butter. No. It's 3 wonderful judges. Matter of fact, one of the judges is Judge Judy's son.
Oh.
And the other 2 judges were formerly judges on Hot Bench.
Okay.
The 3-judge show that that comes on now in place of Judge Judy. So I'm working on that. I'm also doing a 6-part miniseries about the Donald Sterling fiasco with the LA Clippers, called The Sterling Affairs, and that's going to be on FX sometime this year. Okay. And my co-star is one Lawrence Fishburne.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So so Lawrence plays Doc Rivers and Ed O'Neill.
Hey, so do that one part. Eat the cake, anime.
No,
do that. Do that part.
That was my audition. Eat the cake. Eat the cake.
Eat the cake.
Eat the cake, anime.
Y'all are too much.
Oh man.
So
big things. Big things are coming.
Yeah, big things coming up. I'm also okay. You'll love this. You heard of the Proud Family?
Yes,
absolutely.
The animated Disney series.
Yes.
So the director of the Proud Family, I met like 20 some odd years ago when he had me do a guest spot on The Parkers. Okay. So I ran into him at a fundraiser a couple of years ago, and he's like, "Hey man, I've been looking for you." I'm like, "You got to be kidding me, man! I'm on TV every day. How are you looking for me?" Right? So he said, "No." He says, "We're getting ready to do the Proud Family again." He says, "And I want you to come on and he says, I know that you do voices and stuff. I said, I do. So he said, okay. He said, well, I'll have somebody get in contact with you. Maybe a year later, somebody does get in contact with me, and well, they got in contact through my manager, and they said, give him this script. We want him to come down and do this voiceover. Wow. I look at the script, and in the script it says Judge Byrd, right? So I'm going, nah, there's got to be a typo, right? So I call the people back, and they're like, no, it's exactly what it says, right? We're going to do a little segment in the Proud Family where they're watching television and they're watching Judge Byrd. It's like, all right, keeping it black, giving the brother a promotion, And so we did that, and it's due to premiere next month.
All right.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming on in February, and it even has a theme song for the Judge Byrd show.
Yeah. Where will people see it? Will it be on the Disney Channel?
It'll be on the Disney Channel, and I guess wherever, and Disney Plus,
right.
So
fantastic. I'll be looking for that.
Yeah. So big things coming across this year, I think, and and it couldn't happen at a greater time, because being 65.
You look great. You look great. You look great.
3 weeks ago, I was filling out for Medicaid.
Oh my goodness!
You looking good, brother. You holding it.
This has been an amazing interview.
Yes, sir.
We want to thank you for taking the time out.
Yes.
But before we end, we play a game, and we want to know the truth. Gigi has 3 important questions to ask you.
I'm gonna hit you with it real quick. Top 3 podcasts. Let's go. Number 1. Get it right.
Teeth and Gigi, Gigi and Teeth.
Okay, we'll take it however you do it.
We'll whatever that one is. That's good.
Bonding with Byrd, but no, I'll take that out. No, actually, the Sterling Affairs that I was telling you about is based on a 5-part podcast.
Okay.
Go listen to it. It is very revealing. Okay. And what's the one where there's a podcast where they're at the desk? NPR.
Tiny Desk.
Tiny Desk.
Yes,
I like
amazing.
that. I like that. So those are my 3.
We'll take it. Listen, on behalf of Gigi, this is Jazzy Conversations. I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate you. We will have you back.
What a pleasure. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Have me back. I got some other more stuff to tell you.
All right. We have you back.
Thanks again. Take care. Have a good one.
All right.
Take care. G.
He's hilarious.
That was amazing.
This is not what I anticipated at all. Right?
That's what I was about to say. We're going into it like, okay, this is Judge Judy's bailiff. Let's see what he has to say. This and that. He stole the show. I mean, it's amazing.
And who knew? Like, he had this background in theater and acting and comedy. He's a treasure trove.
We'll definitely have him back.
Yes.
We'll definitely have him back. And we'll definitely be back next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And we want you to subscribe and
like and subscribe.
And listen, check us out. Hang out with us. With our partner, Steve, down at Tavern by the Hall.
Come and get a drink and a few bites to eat.
We'll be down there Friday, Saturday nights. Hang out with us. If you want to be a guest, please email us at teefgg@gmail.com. teefgg@gmail.com. Hey, it's been another great show.
A great show.
I'll see you Wednesday at 6.
See you Wednesday.
We got another great guest. Yeah. Guess what? We out of here. For Jazzy Conversations, I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
Give it to me, G.
There we go.